Okay, next we're going to look at your brainstem. So the brainstem is, like, again, another part of the brain. If it's the brain cut down the middle this way, a mid-sagittal view, the brainstem will have an upper part here, a big bulky area here, and a part down here. So imagine that this is your overlying hemispheres around this way, like this, over the brain, like so. Right down here will be your cerebellum. This part will be your cerebrum. So in the brainstem, you have three parts. This part here, we call your mesencephalon. Mesencephalon or midbrain. This part is called your pons. And this part is called your medulla oblongata. So those are the three parts to your brainstem. The mesencephalon, also called the midbrain. Your pons and the medulla oblongata. So let's look at these parts and see what they're good for. So let's begin first with your mesencephalon. Okay. So your mesencephalon, or the midbrain, contains quite a few different areas of interest for us. Okay. So it has in there an area called your cerebral peduncle. This part is used for, it's formed by bundles of axons carrying messages from the cortex down towards the spinal cord. So as they go down, they form these bundles, trunks, called your cerebral peduncle. Also in the midbrain, you have an area called your, so what do I do next on this one? Called your mammillary bodies. So your mammillary, two M, two L's, mammillary bodies are part of your emotional circuits, what's called your limbic system. So emotions are relayed through the mammillary bodies of the midbrain. Also having here an area called your periaqueductal gray. That area is involved in pain transmission, as pain pathways ascend to your cortex. Some of it is relayed into here, your PAG, your periaqueductal gray. Then we have your red nucleus inside here as well. The red nucleus area is involved in posture. Basically your muscle activity reflexively done to change posture, maintain posture. That's the red nucleus. Then you have an area called your substantia nigra. This part produces a chemical called dopamine, okay, which is involved in movement in this case, from this location, movement. And when it goes bad, this tends to lead to a disease that we call Parkinson's disease. Okay, based on the death of the nigra, or nigra cells, as they die, they make less dopamine, and then that disrupts the movement circuits, and that leads to the Parkinson's symptomology that we see. We also have an area in there, a 4 bump area. On the dorsal side of it, you have 4 bumps, like so. Okay, 4 bumps. The top bumps are called your superior colliculus or colliculi. The bottom ones are called the inferior colliculi. Also called your tectum or your corpora quadrigemina, bodies of 4. So the superior colliculus part, this one is involved in visual reflexes. If you see something come towards your face, you blink or you turn quickly for something to get out of the way. And then the lower one, the inferior colliculi, are involved in auditory reflexes, where if you hear something, you turn your head right away towards the sound. Both of those reflexes must pass through synaptic pathways that go through the superior colliculi for visual and the inferior colliculi for the auditory reflexes. Okay. Then get down to your next one, we'll do the pons. So we're leaving the midbrain. Go into the pons. So the pons is big, it's mainly big due to fibers. Okay, there's a bunch of axons running through the pons. It's mainly known for being involved in breathing. It's part of your, what's called your respiratory center. Helps to control your inhalation and exhalation. Respiratory center. And here you have, in here as well, you have, so, well, that's it for pons. Just know that it's made up of axons on the way down towards the medulla, towards the spinal cord, and controls your respiratory center, as well as an area as well called the superior auditory nucleus used in hearing. So auditory pathways also run through the pons. And then next we'll go to your medulla oblongata. So your medulla oblongata is the last part of the brainstem before you get to the spinal cord. So here, some of the more distinguishing features about this one is the presence of two bundles that run down its ventral side. Okay. And these bundles are just axons running down from the midbrain, from the brainstem to the spinal cord. And we call these your pyramids. Pyramids, axons running down the ventral side. And at some point, these pyramids, the axons, will cross over like so. Cross over. Do a better job. So these will do this, and these will do that. Okay. And when they cross over, this part now, what we call your pyramidal decussation, means pyramidal crossing over. Decussation means crossover of the pyramids. And this is what leads to what's called contralateral control, where your right brain controls your left muscles and left brain controls the right muscles. So the body is controlled contralaterally because the command axons on the way down will cross over at the pyramids of the medulla. Okay. Some other things about the medulla. It's also involved in breathing. So in fact, it's the main respiratory center to control your lungs and diaphragm and all those things involved in breathing. It's also involved in controlling the diameter of your blood vessels, called your vasomotor center, called BMC. Vasomotor center controls your blood vessels, how wide they are, how small they are. You also have your cardiac center here. This one controls your heart rate, okay, cardiac center. And it has some other centers for coughing, right, reflexes, sneezing, vomiting, salivating. These are all things controlled by the medulla oblongata. Okay, we'll pause here.